with the cave gang, baby. We the caveman, the cave vets is the lady. Ooh, it's crazy. Shouts out to the AB or straight C. Have a CaverSation, what's been going on lately? It's the cave gang, baby. It's the cave gang, baby. Yeah. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. It's the cave gang, baby.
Welcome to a very, very, very special episode.
That's right.
It's the Father's Day episode featuring one of the godfathers of pool.
That's right.
Our man, my man, y'all man,
Yes.
Tony.
Thanks for having me on today.
What's up? So the next thing you know, you're like, do you prefer gold or silver? And so now I'm looking at my jewelry. I'm like, yo, I've been wearing silver lately, man. So I guess I'm going to go with silver. Next thing you know, he showed these big old buckets full of Modelo's.
Right, so you got silver.
1,800 silver
I gotta go.
for me, and 1,800 gold for Will. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, man.
Happy
Likewise.
The very first time I ever picked up a cue, my dad was down in Northway Lanes playing, I believe, Ray Morgan or maybe Lauren, somebody like that, down there playing and fries with my pop. You know, I was probably about 7, 8 years old, and Bob Leatherby came up to me and he said, "Hey kid, you know how to hit a ball?" And I'm like, "Nope." So walked over there and I guess he was having me try to hit a ball to get it to go down, a 10-foot billiard table and come back and hit the tip of my stick. I had to drive it all the way down the end and back, and of course I couldn't do it for a long time.
Right.
And I kept asking him to show me how to play pool, and he's like, "You can't even get that ball to come back and hit your stick yet. I'm not showing you nothing."
Right.
And probably, I don't know, maybe one every 100 times I would get it to hit my stick, and every time it hit my stick, I would tell him, "It hit my stick."
Right.
It hit my
stick.
All
excited.
I'm like, "Show me how," and he's like, "No, you ain't ready yet."
Brought your little confidence down real quick.
But I spent a lot of days down at Northway Lanes, my dad down there shooting pool and stuff, and my dad was playing pool, and he had a real good friend, and everybody knows around Muskegon, Monty Bechtel, and
that's right.
So whether it was playing, off the chalkboard at BS Bills,
which is DJ's, right?
Yep, DJ's pub. So I put my name up on the chalkboard, and they'd let me play before I was even 18 years old. I was probably, I don't know, 14, 15 years old.
Wow, it's crazy.
And there just came a time where I think it was before I left for the service, so I was probably about 17 years old, and they snuck me in the pool league.
Right.
And let me.
That's the Marines, right?
No, Navy.
Navy, I'm sorry.
Navy, yep. And we're the real force,
Right. Oh, okay.
My son, man.
He is,
yeah. You know what Marine stands for, right?
What is it?
My ass rides a Navy equipment.
Oh, I should have never asked. I like that.
That's also good one. Better does not depict. You can't.
I like that. I never heard that one, man.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
But no, and so I would say the first time I ever hit a ball was probably about 7, 8 years old, and first time I ever learned how to play pool, I was probably just under 18.
Right.
16, 17, somewhere around there when I actually started understanding the game, and I still was no good at it back then, but like I at least knew what the games were then.
Right. Exactly.
No, back then, they played a lot of games that nobody plays anymore. There was a 3-cushion billiard table down in Northway, that Bob would have guys come in from out of town and play them, and there was guys that played 3-cushion billiards, there was guys that play snooker, guys that would play golf games on that snooker table. I don't know if anybody else knows what golf is, but
I heard.
There was straight pool that was played. Obviously coming from Muskegon, a lot of people know, Richie or whatever that, there was a lot of guys that came in town to play one pocket, so, that was, everybody's playing, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, and there's a lot of forgotten games out there.
Yes.
That's right.
So in the time that, I was growing up and, being around the people that I was around, it was, I got to see a lot of cool stuff, so it was, I guess that's where I kind of caught the bug. I was always competitive, whether it was in, a little T-ball or, little league baseball all the way up to, you know, Bantam football or whatever.
Hockey.
Like
You
hockey,
told me about
you
hockey.
know.
Basketball,
I mean,
like when
you
I
know,
beat you that one day.
I don't think you
No, I didn't. I had to make it sound good.
Yeah, but you know, so I was always competitive, and you know, so I kind of just took the pool.
I
Yeah.
like it. It is
That's
good.
great.
I would, you know, if I wanted to see anything with pool, I'd love to see some of them games. You know, I know that they're not going to make a comeback in, you know, maybe like a TV or pro level,
Right.
but you know, One Pocket I feel is making a pretty good one, you know, comeback.
Yeah.
We got, you know, probably the greatest, you know, right now currently one of the greatest One Pocket players right here in Michigan. You know, a couple of them. You know, we got Tony Chohan that lives here in Michigan.
Yeah.
We got we got Evan Lunda from Michigan. You know, Richie's from our hometown.
That's right.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, Michigan's had some great One Pocket players. You know, and everybody talks about, like, you know, Kirkwood being a bar box player,
Yep.
but I mean, he can play some One Pocket too. Don't get me wrong. I've seen him play some real good One Pocket. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'd like to see some of them old games like straight pool, and you know, even if it's just 4 or 5 guys getting together playing golf on the snooker table.
Yep.
You know, it's just a fun game. You know.
True.
So
Yeah, we try to do that around here. We try to like bring a
Branch
variety.
out, yeah.
You know, we try to play One Pocket and straight pool, and I mean, because I feel like can't let those games die.
Right.
So I totally agree with it.
And like I said, I mean, I know that they're not going to, I know for a fact, you know, if he's even hitting, you know, 200 runs all the time and stuff like that, I mean, that's got to help all of his other game.
True.
You know, I mean, you know, so
like One Pocket teach you how to move, you know, certain you know,
I mean,
things that you got going on in the game. It's a lot of different stuff.
You know, One Pocket, like you said, learning those moves. I mean, moving through traffic and seeing how balls, you know, deflect off of other balls, and you know, playing like goofy combinations and stuff, and you know, it kind of
creativity.
Leaving balls on the end rail and leaving the other one down the table. It's
putting your position, putting
shots.
Putting your opponent in a tough spot where you know, you almost like you're baiting him into trying to go for it.
Yeah,
because it's a tough shot, and then he might sell out 3 or 4 balls.
You're right.
You know, so I mean, it's there's a lot of strategy in that game. You know, and the guys that play it at a real high level, I mean, they're smart guys.
Yeah,
you know, they play great. Cool.
Yeah. So with all them games being said, which one is your favorite out of all of them?
So my favorite to play?
To play, yes.
I would say man, you know, I feel like the game that I enjoy the most is like big table rotation 9-ball. Like ring games, stuff like that. That's my favorite to play. But probably where I play the best at, or I guess I've had the best success at, is bar box 8-ball.
Okay,
you know,
that's my favorite too, to be honest.
Bar box 8-ball. You know, then you know, like
I went back and watched the videos. He was good
way back when I was younger. You know, I believe that year they were raising money for, I believe, Toys for Tots or something like that. You know, every year they when the women pros come to the Soaring Eagle tournament, the WPBA event, they have some type of a pro-am event that they you know, will raise money for something. And every year, if I remember correctly, every year it's just a little bit different.
Right.
That center top picture, that was Loopy, Rosa, and I.
Shout out to Loopy.
Loop. We actually, it was kind of weird. We weren't even going to be partners. He was supposed to be playing with Jory, and I mean, he's in whatever reason, you know, they didn't want a couple of A players playing together, and so they threw me in with Loopy, and I was just there setting up the tables for Dean Rossler, Dr. Poole, and they said, hey, you got your sticks with you, don't you? And I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't, you know, go nowhere without my cues. So,
right, exactly. Never.
So they asked if me and Luke wanted to play together, and we ended up walking through it undefeated.
Kirkwood.
So we, you know, we've been, you know, buddies, friends for quite a few years, you know, and that pictures actually not even have anything to do with pool. We we went on a tubing trip down the Muskegon River, and this is after the tubing trip.
Oh, when Mark Osner came in town with all of them, we all met up at the Rocket Pocket. I remember that day. So
this wasn't even pool related, but you know, JK's on there, so it throws, you know, the picture on the right is you know, my girl Angel.
Shout out to the mother of my kids. Angel, there she is, my big bro.
Yeah, we unfortunately got double dipped in the finals and took second place in that tournament. But we
did good.
We had fun. We drank a lot of
Strawberry
daiquiris.
I remember.
We drank a lot of these things called angry leprechauns.
Man, I was getting it all day because she said she was nervous.
Yeah.
So she had to drink, have a couple of drinks, and you was drinking with her. Like, okay, that's what helps.
I'm telling you, if everybody knows me, they know they also know that I don't normally put away liquor.
Right.
So this day, Angel gets me drinking, and we man, we had a good time.
Right, y'all did. Somehow, and it paid off too. Literally paid off. Y'all got some money.
Oh yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah, man. I remember that one time at the Soaring Eagle, man. You came up to me, you was like, "Yo, Mark, we got a pro in the house." Like, I was like, where is he then? He's like, I gotta play against him right now. Me and K. Cole's gotta play against him. Yeah. I said, who is this pro? You said he go by the name of Josh Filler. I said, who the heck is Josh Filler? This is before he go up. Yeah, you said look him up. As soon as I looked him up, I said, oh wow, you gotta play against him? You got to play against him and his wife, right?
So I actually played. I had to play him 3 times that weekend.
Yeah.
And so the first time we had to play him was in the doubles tournament. Kate Coates was my partner, and it was
shout out to Kate Coates.
It wasn't a Scotch tournament. It was like a straight double. So shoot till you miss.
Yep.
We lose the flip, and Joshua Filler goes up there, breaks, runs first rack.
Yep.
And then. Cade, I don't remember if he came up dry or just didn't get out there. So I'm leading into Cade. I'm leading in to Joshua Filler. I'm following his wife, and I leaned over to Cade. I go, "You're gonna have to win this for us." And he goes, "Why is that?" I said, "Because I'm sticking them every time I get to the table." So I in the match they were racing to 8. We were racing to 5 or 6.
Yep.
And we actually were down in the match. Like I think we raced to 5. So. We were down. We were down in the match 5-6, but we had to get to 5, so we ended up winning that match against them. And when I said I stuck him, this guy kicked out of everything I put him into. But every time he went to the table, I never let him see a ball.
Right, like, you're supposed to.
Never. I mean, I never let him see a ball.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up winning the match because the guy just runs out. At Soaring Eagle. Because his wife was playing in the WPBA event.
Yeah.
And so now I have to play him in the singles 8 ball. And at that time, it was like the double Bs went to 5, As went to 6, double As and above went to 7.
I remember.
Well, so Dean and Doug had to have a little meeting whether they're going to let Joshua even play. And they asked him, well, if you go to 9, we'll let you play in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, all right, I'll play. So I'm going to 5. I draw him first match.
Right,
I'm going to 5. He's going to 9, and I end up winning the match 5-5.
Nice.
And so
I took a picture with him that weekend. I remember.
I ended up playing heads up against him, and so I beat him, 5-5, and then the 10 ball tournament we get in the first draw Joshua Filler. I'm like, is this
ever going to stop?
I'm like, is this a setup?
No.
So Joshua's going to 9. I'm going to 5.
I don't care what nobody says.
So I mean, that was
you can add that to your stats right there for real.
Yeah. So I mean, it was I like that. Yeah.
Right.
So we're gonna go to another set.
My best friend Mark,
That's
Angel,
right
Kathy, and Kevin Doosan. But where were we playing?
Ben Harbor, I think. Was it?
Oh, yeah. Ben Harbor.
Yeah,
yep,
Jack and Jill tournament.
Yeah. Jenna played with Kevin. Mark and Angel played together, and Kathy and I teamed up that day for that. And,
that was a brilliant day.
We got to the finals and got her done. So
yeah, that was a good time right there.
And that's Kathy and I went in front of the cash.
With the cash, yeah. That was a good one.
Kathy and I have made it pretty deep in quite a few events.
Right. That's a good team right there.
Yeah,
remember we went out to breakfast before the tournament even started. When we got there, we showed up to the tournament, checked out the venue, and then he's like, yo, let's just go to breakfast real quick. I'm like, well, find a place, let's go. We went and ate, then came back to the spot. That was a good time.
Picture, like, yeah, we on the highway. I was still like, I went home.
Yeah. Well, you made it to the next one.
You did make it to the next one. You did.
Yeah. I didn't even know you were there at the next one that we drove down there for.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were there. I come walking outside to have a cigarette. And there's Dyson in the car. I'm like, hey, where's your old man?
Now you know it's real. Yeah, my bro in there.
She said you were trying to get a hold of your sister or her sister or something.
Yeah. That's when Renee came and she loved it. And it was a fun.
What you mean? I got to ask you. What you want to play? I'm about to take it out on you.
There. So this is how I told you is, man. I'm over there playing, dude. I'm over here smoking this booze. So tell you what I'm saying. Just walk around.
Right. He already knew they was putting in work. Yeah.
Yeah, go get that cash.
And then
Go get
that same place, I remember clear as day. Your wife Jenna, shout out to you, sis. What's up? She made this tripod with some beer bottles just so she could stream you and Kathy playing in the finals. Yep. She put the phone on top of the beer bottles and then she streamed that match. That was crazy, man. Shout out to Jenna.
All right, let's go. We got a lot of fish. We'll go to some more.
It's called experience, baby. For real, get some.
Okay, we're gonna go right here.
Get some.
Let's see. Okay, the first one on the left, that's my son and Jaden.
What's up, Jaden?
At the Alpena tournaments, if anybody around Michigan remembers going up to Alpena, and they call it the month of pool, and
right.
So that year they had brought in Allison Fisher to put on a little demonstration and have a little meet and greet with Allison Fisher because I believe the following weekend or maybe 2 weekends later she was going to be playing at the WPBA event in Soaring Eagle. So Allison Fisher was there, and my son, that was his favorite person to watch on TV when the women pros were on TV.
Happy Father's Day,
So anyway, I said, "Yep, come on up with us." So he made the trip up to Alpena, and the best part about that weekend is shout out to my friend Nate Doyle.
Nate, Nate, what's up, boy?
Anyway, my son and I were playing in the Scotch doubles tournament together. I think at that time he was probably 10, I'm gonna guess, and we have to play against Nate Doyle and his partner.
Yeah,
and, Nate Doyle, a good buddy of mine. So we're, and Nate tells my son, he says, "Hey," he goes, "if you make the 8-ball on the break," he goes, "I'll buy you dead center." And it was like the rack part of the seat, and the 8-ball. The 8-ball drove straight into the back corner, and he looks right at him, and he goes, "I want a sweatshirt."
Right.
And Nate goes, "Damn it!" He goes, go pick out whatever you want.
Okay, you did.
He goes, "Go pick out anything you want." And still to this day, Nate and I have a good joke about that. That I mean, I've never even seen a break, from the center like that, and the rack just opened up and the 8-ball shot out.
It's crazy. That was destiny right there.
Yeah, and Jaden, man, he was, my kick for a lot of things, and
yeah, he almost about as tall as you now. He got that growth spurt.
Then let's see, the next one is me, Jenna, Mary, Jeremy Perkins, and Earl. We played at the state MIPA upper
team.
level.
It's a good team.
And we went all the way through to the finals, and we were not able to double dip the winning team, but we end up with a second place there
and money.
And shout out to them guys like Lance Cowles, guys like that, that I ended up winning that year. They had a real tough team, and but I mean we played good. Mary's usually my ride or die Scotch partner.
Yeah, so, I won some money with her a couple times. Every time.
Everybody tries picking her up. I mean, she's a partner.
Choice. Yeah, she's definitely a partner.
When you're going to talk about partners, and you can make a mistake and she don't get mad.
You can rely on her.
She's just going to shoot steady every time. So
that's right.
That's and my good friend Earl.
So shout out to Mary.
Yeah, and Jeremy. We've shot in quite a few events together in Lansing and different places.
Jeremy's so cool, man. That's my dude, man.
Looks like the next picture is me and Kimmy. And Rich and Nicole, Rich and Nicole, I can't remember if there was.
That's our 616 family right there.
I can't remember if we got the chair, they had the chair. I don't remember how the finals was, but I do remember we took second place to them. And me and Kimmy had a great time that day. That was another time, a rare occasion that you get Tony drinking.
Right.
And me and Kimmy,
you got to try to meet your partner halfway. Got to make them comfortable, man.
We had some fun.
Nice, man. Yeah. So, man, who is your favorite pool player, all time favorite? Who would you say?
Probably Earl Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
How did I know you was going to say that? He speaks his mind. Yeah. He gets it done when he had to get it done.
Yeah.
He's, still to this day, he's a phenomenal player.
Mm-hmm.
But if he thinks something ain't going his way, he ain't afraid to tell you.
True.
And I think that's kind of like, I don't know if you asked Jenna. Did you ask her favorite player was?
She probably said you.
No, Vivian
Valeria.
So Vivian's her favorite player.
Texas Tornado, right?
Yep, Texas Tornado. Kind of on the same principle,
She has fun.
She has a great time, but she'll also be boisterous, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she'll scream at the cue ball to stop before it rolls behind the 4 or something. You know?
Yeah.
Like she's, you know, real boisterous. She's not just all robotic.
Exactly.
You know.
Jenna
And
did
so,
say that before.
you know, and Earl Strickland, you know, I mean, I just loved watching him play because he played at such a high level. He played,
Right.
I mean, he played just really high level, but yet, you know, when shit was going bad, like he wasn't afraid to tell a ref. He wasn't afraid to tell
somebody
his
in the crowd that's sharking
yeah,
him.
someone in the
for
crowd.
real, like,
I mean,
hey,
yeah,
make him
like,
shut up.
yeah, and I mean, I guess, you know, some people hate him for it. I respected him for it.
That's a good answer, man. I like that. That's a good answer.
You know what? He's actually a great commentator too.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, the guy. I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, his entire life story, but I mean, I know I've read some books and I've watched some different interviews, and you know, I mean, he didn't exactly have an easy run at it. You know,
Right.
I mean, you know, this guy, you know, I think he was, you know, from stories I heard, don't quote me, but you know, by like 11 or 12, he was feeding himself. You know, I mean, he was taking care of himself. He was, you know, on the road. I mean, he was, you know, I mean, so, you know, if you look back at, you know, what, you know, the story behind the story.
I watched the story.
You know, if you look at the story behind the story, I mean, you know, I think you would understand more where he's coming from on some of those, you know, when he acts out a little or whatever.
He said he said when he first started playing, a dude put a gun to his head and said, if you make that 9 ball, I'm going to shoot you right in the head. He said he looked at that table and he drilled it straight in the pocket. Watch the story, the Earl Strickland story. Y'all go and watch it. I promise you. It's on YouTube.
You know, I mean, at a certain level, always are asking higher players like, how do I throw this ball in or something? And what they really need to be doing is
the basics.
They need to ask themselves, do I really want to learn this game? And you need to go find an instructor.
Yeah.
You know, you need to go. I mean, you can go to I think Billiard Congress of America, BCA.
Yep.
You can find a list of instructors in your area.
Yep.
You can you know, you can go and find an instructor, and you know, people may look at it like, oh man, you know, they want $500 for this instruction, or they want $1,000 for this instruction. Let me tell you, that is going to be way cheaper than the money you're going to lose if you don't learn the game.
Right. You
know,
can triple that in the long run.
Oh, well, it's not even that you're going to win money. I'm saying if you go in there to, you know, the bars and you go into the pool halls and you're trying to learn just by trial and error, you know, you're going to lose a lot more than whatever that instructor is charging you.
I like that.
You know, and so, you know, if you really want to learn the game and you really are dedicated to the game, go find an instructor, take the lessons, play the game properly, you know, and just move forward like that.
That's a good one. That's a good answer, man.
That's a real good answer.
Yeah, so far as the gamblers in pool, who is your favorite gambler of all time?
Man.
The list goes on and on.
I mean, like, I remember, so this is going back a long time ago, you know, but nobody probably really, what was his name? Ricky Graysick out of Detroit. I remember we were at a tournament. Might have been a Kip and Carroll. It might have been like Sleepless in Sandusky.
Yeah.
But he went in with his, I think their buddies. But before, you know, I don't know, at that time, maybe 19, 20 years old. Like, there's no like score to settle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't really have a beef, but you know, Evan and I have been kicking around several times on Facebook messages, on Facebook posts that we should play, we should bet. So I think we should just put that to rest and let's just play, you know.
There it is.
But
you've been working a lot.
But
you know who my money
But
on.
I mean, it's not because you know, it's not because of like a score to settle. It's just you know, we've been kicking it around on Facebook messages and, you know, like different people's posts and stuff. So you know, let's just put it to bed. Let's get it done.
That's a good one.
That is great because you've been talking a lot.
Right.
You've been talking a lot.
So yeah, we got a match that we about to show.
Yeah, we still geared it up, man.
Yeah, man. So that tournament with you and Bart Good and Kelly Filstra, I heard something about y'all did some type. Was that the 3-man tournament?
That was a 3-man in Lansing.
Okay.
At Capital City Classic.
Yeah, I never been there. Heard about it though.
Yeah, it was myself, Kelly Filstra, and Bart Good.
Yep.
I want to say we lost maybe the second match, maybe third match on Saturday. You know, and so we dropped down into the B side.
Rest in peace, Bart Good.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bart Good,
buddy.
Yes.
but we drop into the B side,
Yep.
and then man, we just started we
Annihilating
just
it.
clicked. And shout out to rest in peace Bart. Shout out to Kelly. Saturday,
Kelly.
Saturday I was holding it down. I mean, Saturday